Hey Nathan, it's Monday, January 26th, and today we're doing a Misconception Monday. Today's myths, video games. There are several misconceptions that surround video games, partially I think because they're still kind of new in our society. The whole gaming environment and society hasn't been around that long, and so obviously there's gonna be some misunderstandings about it. Today the myths will be presented by my alter ego, Misconception. Clever, I know. Thanks for the intro, Rose, but someone this fabulous doesn't need an introduction. Besides, anyway, okay, so I totally heard that if you play violent video games, you are like 100% about to go kill somebody because video games make you violent. Like, video games cause violence in people. Video games have the capacity for frequent violence, and I can understand how some people may look at a video game and go like, ugh, gross, look at all that simulated blood, ugh, and that guy's head just got blown off, yuck. Well, actually, those graphics were kind of impressive, but wait, no, I'm angry because this is violent. And sure, if it upsets you that such gore is so acceptable as to be included in a game, that's totally your prerogative. However, you cannot go around and say that now people are going to start acting violently because they're playing violent video games. Many studies have been made, some well and some poorly, to see if there's a connection between violent video games and violent or less empathetic players. Mixed results have ensued. I think it's hard to perform a study that measures a person's violence and or empathy as being caused by one specific form of media. I feel like there's just too many other factors that can influence a person's violent tendencies that can't be controlled for in a specific study. So this is often people confusing correlation and causation. It could be that some people tend to be violent after playing video games, whether it's immediately, weeks, or years after. But that doesn't prove that the video games caused them to be violent. It could be that people with inherently violent tendencies are more attracted to violent video games as opposed to, I don't know, like My Little Pony, and that maybe people with very violent dispositions could be negatively affected by the violence in these games. The way I see it is that a lot of people play games like Call of Duty or Mortal Kombat, yours truly included, and we're not a huge group of surging violentness. This idea is directed particularly at young people, which makes me think if you're truly worried that your child has a violence problem, you probably shouldn't be like, well, it's the damn video games he plays all the time, but maybe more like, how can I help my child hone their social skills and work past these violent tendencies? Maybe they need to see a professional? Parenting. Well, anyway, I'm not even supposed to like video games because I'm a girl and like everyone who plays video games are guys. Like no girls play video games. I heard it, it's true. Some video game purists / elitists would cringe, but when surveying people who play video games, you have to include all kinds of video games. Console, PC, online, and mobile / app games. Recent surveys have shown that playing video games has become more and more popular amongst women, and every year the gender ratio is getting closer and closer to balancing out. And I know, so many tough and proud gamers out there are really upset that Candy Crush players are being included in these statistics. And I'm sorry, but you have to know there are more games out there than Grand Theft Auto and Halo and Call of Duty and Skyrim and all of their clones. And I know the games are amazing and in some instances are on a totally different level than games like Candy Crush or Farmville or trivia games on your phone. But you can't say that like one video game is less video game than another. Just like you can't say that like one human is less human than another because the second human has like X, Y, and Z characteristics that the first one lacks. Worldwide, the ratio in 2012 was on average 46 female to 54 male gamers. That's pretty close to half and half. Close enough that I'd have to say there really isn't a difference, at least in the idea that like video games are for boys, or like girls suck at video games, or girls should only play girly video games, or we should only make video games that appeal to boys, or what even really does appeal to boys? Like what do they like? Like what are boys anyway? I still haven't figured that last one out. I mean, in 2014, the UK-based Internet Advertising Bureau reported that 52% of British gamers are female. Honestly, this is how I see it. Some video game players argue against the balancing of this gender ratio because A, they think that the word gamer means more than just someone who plays video games. It's more of a lifestyle, and some of the more hardcore gamers don't like the term gamer being used so generically, which I'll give them that. Like, most wouldn't call someone just playing Farmville on Facebook a gamer. But you have to understand that most people don't know this and are going to use the words gamer and video game player interchangeably, and also that most people don't care about the elitist world of hardcore gamers. These people are actually more interested in general in the people who are playing video games in general. Or some people are uncomfortable about this gender ratio balancing out because B, the fact that some women could be interested in the same video games as they, or even as good as or better than they are at playing them, can challenge some men's feelings of masculinity and blah blah blah. And what I have to say to that is, get with the picture. Do you know what century we're in? Go listen to a Beyonce album or something, because sexism is so outdated. Well, like, video games are for kids because, like, older people don't play them. They only make video games for kids because they're like a kid game and they're like toys. Like, only kids play with toys. Only kids play video games. Like, older people don't play video games. They're for kids. Many surveys have shown that people of all ages enjoy playing video games. Maybe people think of it as a kid thing because it's a way to spend leisure time and kids do it, but that's like saying watching TV is a kid thing. Kids tend to have more leisure time, thus more time to spend on video games, so maybe that's where the impression comes from. Also, some video games are made specifically for children, but so many video games have more adult content that you couldn't imagine it's only kids playing them. Video games are way too broad of a media to be classifying into one age group, and I don't think it's very fair to be discounting the older generations who just want to play a little stick and button every once in a while. That sounded really weird. To conclude today's Misconception Monday video, pacifists play video games, women play video games, and people over the age of 12 play video games. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please click the thumbs up button if you did. I only focused on like large categories of misconceptions today, but do you know of any like specific video game myths? Share them below, and if you haven't already, click subscribe, and Nathan will see you on Wednesday.